Fire Commission meeting. If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome to 2025 with the Fire Commission. The one change we have just starting is obviously we have a new Township Liaison Board member, Mickey Bartlett to the left. Mickey, welcome to the Fire Commission. We appreciate you taking the time and effort and being part of our commission, and we will get you deeply involved in the fire department over your tenure here. So welcome aboard.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Everybody is here tonight. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? We did hear that we need to remove number 5 from discussion items. Are there any other additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, a motion to approve the amended agenda would be in order. Motion by Murdoch. Is there support?
Second.
Bringard. Questions, comments? If not, all in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carried. We have approval of the minutes from November of 2024. If they look acceptable, we need a motion. If there's any modifications or revisions, please address them. Is there a motion to approve the November 2024 meeting minutes?
Approved.
Moved by Cornhuffel. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Bringard. Questions or comments? If not, all in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Expenses.
I'll abstain only because I wasn't here.
All right, one abstention. Expenses for November 24 and December 24, Chief.
Yeah, all the expenses, as I stated in all prior meetings, the fire department operates on an operations millage and a equipment millage. The fire department obtains no outside funds to run the fire department, pay for equipment, train its personnel 24/7, 365 days a year. All expenses fall within the budgeted amounts of the fire department.
From the commission standpoint, are there any questions or comments regarding our November 2024 expense reconciliation? If there's none, we need a motion to approve expenses for November 24.
So moved.
Moved by Bringard. Is there support? Support. Support Cornhuffel. Questions or comments? If not, all in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Need another motion for December 2024 expenses. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
Moved by Bringard. Is there support? Support. Support by Cornhuffel. Questions, comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say
Aye.
nay. Motion carried. All right, discussion items. Chief, we have 4 of them.
Chief's report. First thing I'd like to say is that the fire department, all its members, thank all the private donations, all the donations of food, money from Grozeal families, Grozeal endowments, the clubs, for example, the Garden Club, the Gearhead Car Club, the Herb Club, the Grozeal Schools, and again, hundreds of donations from Grozeal families. All the firefighters are aware of them. I informed them of the donations. The Grozeal Fire Department and its members greatly thank the generous and very benevolent minded individuals and clubs around the island. The response year to year is just, significant. And this year, like all other prior years, there was definitely a wonderful showing to the good fellows from all those families and clubs. So that's the first thing I'd like to say.
Chief, real fast, just for the public, explain that Goodfellows, how it works and what the role the fire department plays in it, or the association plays in it.
Well, the Goodfellows is primarily supervised by the chief and members of the fire department who consist of a Goodfellows board. All the, let's say, service that the Goodfellows perform is filtered to all the, throughout the members of the fire department. Now, the Goodfellows is a non, I hope I speak loud enough Do I? It's natural for me, so.
No, you do a good job.
Okay, thank you for that, Kurt. So the Goodfellows Club is made up of the firefighters. It's a group, a charitable group that accepts donations. The donations go out in an invitation to all, let's say, addresses on Groseal to help fund us. The funds are, let's say, donated, spent to charitable causes only to members of Groseal. The money does not go off the island. The money is not spent to any service off the island. And the money is spent on whether it's a senior that is without utilities, without prescriptions, anything that a senior may need. It doesn't have to be a senior. I just talked to somebody, an applicant today who had a liver transplant. They were having some financial difficulties. We provided funds to them to pull them out of the wife and him rehabbing. It goes to so many charitable expenditures that Groseal families need, desire, and as firefighters, as a community of Groseal, we feel that we ought to help them. And this is, the Goodfellows is the channel in which all this is done. So, it's more time that the firefighters put in. That's not part of making calls. That's not part of responding to 911.
Is it just for December, or can it be throughout the year?
The whole year. We make charitable donations, goods, food, whatever it might be, throughout the year. I don't care if it's July, December, February, we do it all year. So this money sits in a bank account and we buy goods or provide financial assistance the entire year. And these are cases that are not, on the fringes. And although we live in a beautiful island, there are a lot of cases where people go without and they're in very, very, dire situations where they need assistance. And, the Goodfellows are there to do that.
Chief, I just heard 13% of the children are below poverty level on Groseal. I was really surprised to hear that. But in December, Bob, you actually showed me all the gifts. So it's not just money, but the gifts that came in and food and presents and things for newborns. And you had that one room full from floor to ceiling. So that was extremely nice that the folks here.
Mickey, you're right. The Goodfellows is there. However, the fire department is there. We don't just respond to calls. We are a very, we are a benevolent society giving back. We are a channel, a nucleus to, provide food, provide financial resources, clothing, whatever it may be. So there's a lot of service out of the Groseal Fire Department that many people don't realize.
No, I mean, when I was township treasurer, I remember I went with someone was dropping off. It was food, presents, clothes, and I think paying 3 utility bills for one family on Groseal. You would never expect that, but that family and the appreciation of the Goodfellows coming in and helping their cause obviously meant a lot to mom and dad. So,
And I just want to reiterate, the Groseal firefighters do a lot of that legwork, but these resources for which we rely on the Goodfellows comes through families, clubs. The Groseal schools collected food for us, which we went and picked up. So there are a lot of channels, arteries coming to the Goodfellows from so many, let's say, spots, locations, families, whatever it might be. And, like the Gearheads, they donated a portion of their car show, and I think that car show was in July. So, it's just not Christmas time
right.
that we're accepting donations.
All right.
So,
Well, we
but I
appreciate
can't
it.
say enough. This Duncan knows.
Yeah.
This is historical.
No, I mean, if you go into the training room at the public safety building, you know, it's amazing to see what donations are generated. So
Oh, yeah.
we appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
What's next, Chief?
I couldn't say enough. Okay, there's been updates to the Grosio Township Fire Department webpage that is ongoing. I know Mickey's been a large part of it. Some of the staff at the fire department's been facilitating. I think Brian at Township Hall. So look for updates on the Grosio Township Fire Department webpage. And the next thing I'd like to talk about, number 2, on the discussion item, would be your recruitment.
Okay.
Well, recruitment has always been a primary, let's say, goal of mine and prior chiefs. Recruitment, we had a job hiring event in December, and we got 2 or 3 new recruits out of that on that Saturday. Right now, we have a total of 14 new members. We're at 30. I want to say, yeah, we're at 30, and I think that's being updated. But we're at 30, and I want to say that we made history at the fire department. We have our very first husband and wife team members. So Nicole and Matt, Nicole has already been on the department for over a couple years. Her husband decided to attend our December hiring event, and he is a probationary member already attending EMT class in Schoolcraft College. So we made history there. I think we're making great strides with 7 female members on the fire department, all newly recruited except for Carolyn and Dawn. So we added 5, and we have 3 that came to the fire department with EMT licenses. We have 5 in EMT school right now in Livonia, and we have 5 that obtained their EMT license and firefighter licenses recently. So recruitment, the job hiring events surely make an effect. And, one thing about it is, and I'm repeating myself, it takes years to get these recruits to where you need to get them, and it takes a day to lose them. They have life changes, they have new employment opportunities, et cetera, and they can leave. And we've done really good with attrition. I think we've only lost 2 members in the last 2 years, so we're really gaining. So that's important. Number 3, Kurt.
Okay. Go ahead.
Total calls for 2024. In 2024, we had 686 EMS calls, 110 fire calls, with a total of 796 calls. Compared to the year 23, we had 7% more EMS calls. That's an addition of 43 calls on the EMS side. So if you see year to year, 7% more than 23, and I think the number I've said from 20 was 17% more. So you can continuously see, the demands put on the fire department. And they are increasing for various reasons. We all know the aging of our community, demographics, et cetera. So that's the total calls for 24.
Chief, before you move on, I have a couple questions.
Sure.
One, you've highlighted this cardiac arrest on 1213. I always ask the same question. Were we able to save them?
On 1213, cardiac arrest, Jerry, I gotta say, I can't remember, maybe Bob can assist about what, well, I don't want to ask what street it was on, definitely, but all I can say is we have a new protocol, Jerry. We are required to stand on station and provide high-quality CPR. The change was with a cardiac arrest, it was more or less establish airway, which we always do, perform high-quality CPR, and then load the patient immediately and head to the hospital. With the new protocol, we are to stay on station, maintain an airway, provide O2 proliferation, perfusion, I should say, so that the blood is perfused, and stay on station and contact ALS. And then stay on scene 20, 30 minutes. So that's a major change in the protocol that Grosse Fire Department has had to exercise. And I believe in all cases that the patient was delivered to the hospital with a pulse. After that, I lose contact.
Fine,
Okay?
that's fine.
So after that, I lose contact. But I just wanted to highlight that new protocol change, that we stay at the scene now and perform high-quality CPR and call ALS to pretty much see if there's any drug administration we want to do. And by the way, even the ALS is required to stay on scene too. So this is not just for Grosse. They're required to stay on scene for a certain period of time also, in their own home locations.
Have we used the Lucas at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Just this week, matter of fact, I put a WhatsApp to all the members of the fire department that the tech was out. I think it was on Tuesday, right, Bob? And all our Lucases passed their 1-year functionality test.
Good.
Okay, the tech comes out from Stryker. So all that equipment is tested. It's all reviewed for internal functions by the tech, and both our Lucases passed. No repairs were necessary, no malfunctions or anything were noted.
Okay, I need some schooling. What is Lucas?
Well, a Lucas, you used to see in the old days where maybe a firefighter would get on, put his palms, cross his hands, and do the compressions
Oh,
himself.
the automatic compressions?
Yes. That provides a much higher quality compression than the human
Okay.
does.
Consistent.
Right,
Yes.
like going downstairs, getting them in the rig.
Yeah.
It's constant and it's continuous and systematic.
And
Right,
easier on you guys.
right,
Right. So-
exactly.
And everybody's using them now. They're like in the ski patrol up north. They have them there. Everybody's using them.
Yeah,
Right, It's
Yeah.
a great device. So-
yeah.
Okay.
It provides higher quality compression than a human. Okay, so that's,
I could see that
Yeah.
because, not everybody is consistent with how far you're pushing down or how, frequently or.
and you're right. And, providing compressions is a very strenuous activity. And the more you do it, the more fatigue. And as
Yeah.
Kurt mentioned, movement, and you're doing it as a human, it's not as high quality. But now, we have the Lucases. We've had the Lucases, I don't know, 4 or 5 years maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
That's good.
All right, Chief.
I have one more question.
Sure.
There was some time in the last couple of months where we had what I call one more accident on the bridge. Do you know if that's caused by people crossing the center lane, or are they just rear enders? Because, that bridge is fairly narrow and people's speed, and I'm just wondering if it's somebody, bumping up against the side and going
Right.
over to the middle, or what?
that, Jerry, did not require a 911 call to the fire department for EMS, right, Bob? I believe that was just a traffic matter, that they didn't require a response from the fire department where there were no injuries. But to answer your question about why accidents happen, all sorts of problems. I don't know that, but I know the call you're talking about. It did not require a response from the fire department because there were no accidents or injuries or indications that anyone was injured.
All right,
But, yeah.
Any other questions?
I'm fine, thanks.
All right, Chief. Number 4, hose training tower construction.
Well, I think it's been mentioned before that the hose tower, or the training tower, has been in need of a, let's say, roof tear off. It was a concrete roof. It was torn off. Pullman did the job. They did a stellar job. They took the entire concrete roof off, took all the re-rot out. Let's say there's a railing up there. The railing was secured in a much more, let's say, aggressive manner with tie-back bars into the concrete. And they also replaced the metal sheeting that goes with, that is underneath that concrete floor. They recaulked it, put a new drain in, and they did a great job. So that's been in need of repair for quite a while. I believe actually that was paid, because we appropriate funds for those things months ago, and I believe that was paid out of COVID relief money. So that did not come out of the fire department budget. There was a allocation about a year ago for that expenditure. So those repairs are done.
Perfect. Good news. All right, we removed the fume exhaust system from discussion items. We have no action items tonight. Public comment? Derek, you good? All right. Anything from the commission?
Just one thing. We're looking at posting the materials, the package materials online, but we can't post everything because of HIPAA and privacy.
Right.
So at a future date, we'll get those on there as well.
All right, perfect. That's good.
Okay.
Yep. If there's nothing else, we just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Bringard, support by Murdoch. Questions or comments? All in favor of the motion say aye. Motion carried. Thanks and have a good night.
Thank you.